just about ready to go. How's everyone doing? Is PNG's working? It is warm today. I got the fan going. It is a very warm day already, and it's just gonna get worse. World Cup just kicked off, so you're gonna be distracted. Also, Crimson, you are ordained first, and I shall hydrate. How's it going, Taylor? Fully here now. You've been busy the last few days or something? Anyway, back to chapter 14X. I think we'll just keep going as is. A lot of stuff just happened. I'm sorry to hear that. Hope everything's going okay. Right now, the main thing we're trying to deal with is we're trying to train Geese, Ray, Tate, and Lilina. Those are kind of, that's basically what I'm mainly doing. However, we got an issue where every time we try to get close, these two have bolting. And I've been dying to that. Not necessarily by a single hit, but when both of them attack. So I'm trying to figure out how to deal with that. I do have, okay, not on me, but I do have a silence staff in my storage. I can utilize that, but that's only a limited amount of time. You know. So I have to work with that. It's going better now, though. That's good. That's good. Okay, Taylor, I can't say you missed too much about Final Fantasy XIV yesterday. I worked on Relic Reborn, finished up the base Galebog stuff, and I did Society quests. Really, I did not do all that much. So, I didn't even continue plot. I think we're getting close to about the time where more or less probably gonna try to work on plot soon. I still have some hard mode dungeons to do. Hell, I just unlocked 2 more. But, I think, like, I'm at the point where, unless someone else jumps in, like, if you jump in and we do some hard mode dungeons sort of thing, I'm mostly probably just going to be, I'm mostly going to be working on plot for a little while. Yeah, we keep you here. I think we just keep everyone where they're at. But yeah, Taylor, you know what sucks? I'm at the point with some of the last level 50 missions for my crafting jobs, but they require me to do materia enhanced things, and it's just a lot of RNG. Probably gonna be gone for 14 for a bit. You know for sure next Wednesday? Okay. It is what it is. Yeah, the ones that I need now, or try to at least pop into chat, right? Yeah, what I need now is materia, like very specific materia to enhance certain weapons. It's very annoying that I have to do that. Close enough. There we go. How much damage do you do? 23, you can't double. I mean, that's expected. Iron bow, we could kill. first goal? Well, lucky you. 9th minute, Mexico. Crimson, who's the teams against? Not that I really know much about soccer. Foo soccer. Mexico versus South Africa. And which team are you wanting to win? Because that's also very important. I need to know whether or not I should cheer or boo, you know? You just want a good match? Okay, fair. That's also fair. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have Milady rescue. We'll go over here. I mean, Milady can get attacked, but it is what it is. Yeah, I did pop up on 14 yesterday after stream a little bit. I did some spirits bound stuff. Wow, Geese, you got poisoned? I mean, it's annoying, but it's not the... What the hell? Are you kidding? I mean, he probably would have died anyway, but he just had to show off with a crit. What the hell is this? Geese with the bad luck. This is a great start for Fire Emblem today. You know what, let me see if I can rearrange some characters. I think something like this will be okay. Be a little bit better. Kind of want the characters I want up front. Actually, wait, these two. I kind of have the characters I want up front. That'll help. Geese just had to get Wombo comboed. Because Geese is... kind of sucks. Can't even get enough water there. Kind of got the characters I want closer. That's all. Same over here. But yeah, I leveled up my Grand Company rank to the point where I can get Spirit Bound potions. And I did buy one to help make things easier. It does only boost it by 3. Like an extra +3, but hey, anything helps speed up the process. Of course, I get a set for Black Mage done. And because I got a set for Black Mage done, I was doing I was checking all the materia, and of course, none of them are even remotely magic related. They're all like physical attack, like Heaven's Eye or accuracy or Savage Might. It's like, oh, thanks, game. Thanks. You can't give me anything I actually want. Then that's RNG down the drain. You should have a Steam controller by tomorrow. Interesting. It does look a little strange. Like, I don't know what to think about the Steam controller. Right, Molly? Like, it doesn't look like it would be that comfortable. Because I'm thinking of, like, those touchpads. Like, it seems like a big, bulky controller. But hey, I could be wrong. It just doesn't look like it would be that comfortable. If I attack, I can't get the kill. If you attack, you can't get the kill. So either way, we need to weaken first. Give Geese a proper kill. Revenge. It's more comfortable than it looks. Obviously, we'll say when you get to it. Okay. It's just my initial thoughts just by looking at it. That's all. Okay, I think everyone else can kind of just stay where they are. I can move you a little bit closer, because why not? What are you doing, Molly? What? What? Well, you want you are wanting attention. Okay. Wow. Okay. Hi, Molly. Hi. She wants attention. She wants attention. But, yeah. Hey, Shroob. How are you doing today? Have you continued your Final Fantasy XIV re-journey, I guess? Working late. Oh, that's annoying. That's annoying. How you feeling? Because you were saying you were in pain. Molly. Okay. God. Jeez. You never feel this way when people want to see you. You never want the attention when people want to see you. I'm trying to play. Actually, let's heal first. Yeah, that'll work. That will be like the Duke if I remember that controller. I know of the Duke. I have never used it myself, though. Because I never had an OG Xbox. But you know what's funny? I hear the Duke itself can be comfortable to play with, but only because it was, you know, it was a controller that's made for Americans and our big giant hands. So I guess it's one of those controllers that some people are okay with it if you have giant hands. Molly's attacking me with cuddles. Yes. She wants attention. Very needy. Very needy today. Right? You are just so needy. Where are we at here? Can you get the kill? Yes, you can. Please. Just do it. Come on, Ray. Is Ray better than Roy? So far he is. Hi. Molly's just being super needy today. Oh yeah, so yesterday, like, later on, I was just kind of in a mood, like, not wanting to do anything type of thing. Hi. And, just kind of wanted to laze around. So, I got YouTube going on the TV, like, I remembered the Xbox One can do that. And while that was going, I decided to get another chunk of Bobo transferred to my computer. So I got 30 episodes in total on my hard drive. But as I was just lazing around, I was watching a challenge run video that, Taylor, I think you would be interested in. Not by playing yourself, because it would probably be hell, but it was a Doom 2 challenge run. But the goal was to not pick up any health pickups or armor pickups. Do your best to try to avoid as many of those as possible. After saying lay on the ground, like, so I went to lay on the ground afterwards. Yeah, I just wanted to lay on the ground and just not exist anymore. You know, it's my life now. Hi. Where are we at? 17, you can't kill. I think Lilina can, actually. Okay. You back up. We're kind of good on HP. You think it seems like hell for sure. And you know what's funny? In the video, yes, he did eventually have to pick up weapons and armor because some you just cannot avoid. But it's still a very small amount. Like, it's surprising. Right, Molly? Right? That same channel just recently posted his Final Fantasy V one, and it was hell. Like, I really hope you don't make me do any of these types of challenges, because that's just mean. Right, Molly? Wow, you are needy right now. Jeez. Molly. Okay. So needy today. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. Back over here you go. Go. There you go. Okay. And then Crimson's like, nah, put the doggo on screen. You hear that, Molly? Hear that, Molly? Chat wants to see you. Chat wants to see you. You get back here. Come here. Come here. Yes, I'm watching cat today. Come here. Come here. Get over here. Do I have to pick you up? Do I have to pick you up? Molly? Do I have to pick you up? Come here. Come here. Jeez. I tossed you off a little bit, and then I want you back. What am I, a cat? Here you go. Yes, the chat wants to see you. You know, you were just so needy right now that the chat just wants to see you. Clearly. That's what's happening. You know, I wouldn't have to kick you off if I noticed just a little bit sooner. But the chat wanted to see you, and your neediness. Although the neediness doesn't really be seen when you're facing this way, right, Molly? Not really that obvious. Right, Molly? Yes. Yes. Oh, I know. You're being good. You're being a little needy, but that's okay. We can allow that sometimes. We don't like that. Hey, Aerie. You're alive at the perfect time. Doggo, yes. The doggo was very needy today, Aerie. And then Crimson's like, nah, put her on screen. And be like, okay. Doggo is on screen today. How you doing, Aerie? How you doing? Hi, hi, hi. Hi, hi, hi. Is he good? Is he good? Get the scratches. Get the scratches. The scratches. Doing good today. Hot as hell though. So that's how are you doing? It is actually pretty warm here as well. I got the fan going. So yeah, I got that going as well. Alright. Be true. Yes, Doggo's here. Doggo is here. Right, Molly? Right. You see, you should be looking there. No, not my hand, but there. That's where you should be looking. Yeah, okay, no. Yeah, you're kind of getting it. Turned on every single fan. I just got the one going. I don't even know if you can hear it, but you might be able to hear it. I have it far away enough to where it probably won't be heard from the mic. But, you know, you never know. Right, Molly? You're not even sitting in front of the fan. You're just kind of in there. I'm just kind of surprised. What, you see something interesting? I don't even know what you're seeing. Jeez, Molly. You just want it off. You see how fast she was just like, nope. Jeez, Molly. She wanted off there. Oh, you don't hear it? Oh, that's good. That is good. You know, maybe I need to turn up my mic. I was listening back on my stream yesterday to add timestamps, and yeah, Shroob, I was a little bit quiet, but I could turn up my mic. Maybe that will make a difference. Okay. Let me know if that's too loud. That doggo was gone when it could. Yeah, I know. Just want it off. She more or less jumped off. Okay, get back to this. Thought your headset was going wacky, but you can hear me much better. Okay, good. Because Shroob mentioned yesterday that the game was a little bit loud, so I turned the game down. But then I listened back to my audio yesterday when I was doing timestamps. I'm like, you know what? I am still pretty quiet here. And I could turn my volume up. So, yeah, that's all good. Got that fixed. So, it's always hard to tell. Like, I don't have a good way to adjust to hear myself, like, during stream. Like, I don't really have a good way of doing that. And now the game is quite soft because I turned up my volume. Okay, how's that? How is that? Okay. So, Lilina, level 18. Let's try to give Ray the EXP. Now it's hard to hear me over the game. Okay. A bit too loud, maybe softer. Turn it down just a little bit. How's that? Again, just tiny adjustments as we go. It's not like I have an easy way to figure out what's too high or too low. Magic and skill, nice. Is it still too loud? Because I can turn it down. Okay. Think it's fine? Okay. Making adjustments on the fly. Maybe a little softer, but it feels fine. Okay, so we're at 24.9. Yeah, we're at 26.7. That's a little bit softer. There you go. Like, I gave you a little bit softer, Crimson. I think we could probably go ahead and just move to the next thing. But yeah, right now my main issues is these two guys with bolting. And I need to figure out how a way to deal with them. And I don't know... Like, if I could just bait one of their attacks, I'd be okay. If I could just bait one. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, Aerie, when I booted up Final Fantasy XIV a bit yesterday, I did get a couple of the master crafting stuff. I got like the first tome. So I got a little bit more crafting I can do, possibly. I got it for Weaver, Armorer, and Blacksmith. I think just those three. Because that's all I could do. Like I told you, Alchemist is 1 point off. If I could just get like one more crafting materia, I could do that. Okay, you can't kill. You will kill. You stay here. You can kill. Get them out of here. Okay, that's good. Honestly, I'm not necessarily scared about this guy because he's like, I'm gonna drop your HP down to 1. Be like, I mean, that sucks if it hits, but it's not, honestly, it's not the worst thing to deal with right now. It's everyone else surrounding him. There's usually things locked behind the book that you can make that is better gear, like coal, for instance. There's a lot of crafter food hidden behind the books, right? The problem... Also, I just now realized that I need to accept the level 50 cooking job. At least a level 51. I might actually have to do the 45. But, I forgot to do that the other day. I'm gonna have to make sure to do that. Hell, maybe I'll get the food ready to go just to get it done. Hey, Pyrus. How's it going? What's going on? This is my second attempt of this map today. Oh, duh, they're attacking with hand axes. I'm not thinking. No, attack with the regular. Okay, I think... Now let's just get you over here. We'll leave it there for now. Geese is fine. Everyone else is fine. Writing down ideas for your Morrowind mod while you're at work, so don't forget that is a good thing to do. Always write notes. Like, how big is this idea you got? But yeah, Ari, when I looked through those 3 tomes, I think it's just 3. There wasn't really anything in there that I felt like I needed right away. Like, there wasn't any, like, new, like, crafting equipment that will boost my control or something. Nothing like that. It's more offensive stuff. Let's keep Fur where she's at. If Ray were to attack, we don't kill. If Lilina attacks, we can kill. Yeah, go for it. Go for it, man! The thing with crafting is becomes a lot easier once you progress through the main story quest, because when you unlock some certain areas, it unlocks crafter areas, which helps you level up faster. Ooh, interesting. That is interesting, but I've mentioned before how I'm just not worried about that because it gives me something to do in between streams. Because I'm only doing story stuff on stream, so progress is very limited. Alright, let's just keep it moving. So you use them for gathering levels. You just don't like leveling up minor. Right. Honestly, it has gotten really annoying that I have to grind for crystals now. Ooh. Ads. Imagine having ads. Get the battle royale going. We got about 1 minute on the ads. I could probably let... Yeah, I could let Fur attack. And let Ray. Geese can continue attacking. Yeah, that'll probably be about it. Once I get rid of these two, Tate's going after this one specifically. 30 seconds on the ends is what it is. Okay. 10 seconds. You know, oh wait. I was about to ask about ads, but I'll wait just a second. should be done by now. You know, I was just, I bring this up every once in a while, but either, like, I kind of get similar answers, or it's just kind of a whatever you feel like type of answer. I usually ask, but what? Oh, thanks, Fur. Totally not what I wanted. But when you have to deal with ads, are you someone that prefers more frequent, aka half an hour, but a minute and a half ads? Or do you prefer a 3-minute ad every hour? Like, I know you can change things up where it's like, oh yeah, 30-second ads, but it's like 3 every hour it happens, or 3 or 4 every hour, and it's very annoying. Actually, no, it would be more than that. It would be like 6 every hour, and that's very frustrating and very annoying. So most of the time when I hear whenever ads come into play as a question, it's usually either the 2 1.5 minutes or the 1 3-minute. You sub so you don't have to deal with ads. Are you subbed? I don't know if you are, but oh yeah, you are. You got the first. I forgot you did that. Thank you anyway. It's still a question, though, a legitimate question. I've left it on the 1.5, basically the entire time. Because, yeah, it happens twice, but it's, the ads are shorter to deal with. You can't comment. You're not the targeted audience for that question. I mean, don't really care. You do whatever the streamer chooses, but I feel like the shorter ones are better because it feels like you only miss a few moments rather than a pretty long chunk. And this is assuming that the streamer continues playing when an ad does, which most streamers do. Although I've been trying my best to remember when an ad is play, to just kind of, maybe wait. I've been trying to do that a little bit more. I did that for a while and then I just kind of forgot. Usually prefer when the ads on the hour every hour. So that would be the 3-minute ads then. The once an hour 3-minute ads. In that case, we'd be sitting around for a lot longer. But, as a streamer, I could take that moment to, like, step away and, like, refill water. Like, that would be the perfect time for something like that. Again, there's pros and cons to both, but I feel like, I mean, as a streamer, you have to have ads. Like, there's no way around it. If you turn off ads, you are dealing with you're dealing with the ads that pop in as you enter stream, right? The pre-roll ads, you're dealing with those. But then if I'm correct, if you're not dealing with pre-rolls, then you're not having to worry about ads in the middle of the stream. But you typically, because usually when it's that way, the streamer takes a few minutes to take a break. Okay. I mean, that's something to consider. But it kind of sounds like it's up to personal preference. If I need to back up. Okay, that's cleared out. Tate can start going down so we can attack this guy. And honestly, I think geese might need to back up a little bit to lure them. We're gonna have to start figuring out what to do with bull. Oh, okay. Okay, I knew Tate can take a hit, but only one. Okay, it's definitely personal preference. Honestly, whatever the streamer wants to do. But the ads is their choice, true. But yeah, no matter what, you have to have ads of some form. The problem is, if you were to have no ads in the middle of the stream, you have to deal with pre-roll ads. If I'm correct, though, once you enter and you watch the pre-roll, then there's no ads afterwards. However, while that is fine for people that regularly attend your stream, and that would probably be better off for people that already go to your stream often, the trade-off is, it's not... Honestly, pre-roll ads are something most new people tend to walk away. Like, a new person tries to watch your stream, they see pre-roll ads, and a lot of people just don't just leave and go somewhere else. It happens. So, okay, let's bring you back here. Okay, I managed to bait you. But only you. That's interesting. We could probably have one person here to take the bait. I want to figure this out. Okay, yes, you're fighting Milady. Milady has plenty of HP to take one hit. I'm hoping that the other one doesn't attack. You're moving in a weird way, but that's okay. Okay, so I have no clue why. Okay? I have no clue why. But for some reason, if you set someone here, he'll attack with bolting, but not him. I don't fully understand. Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4? Actually, no, it would be better. 1, 2, 2, 3. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, it's because he doesn't want to move. That's why he never attacked geese. He's not leaving. Because bolting attacks a 3 to 10 range. That's kind of cut off. It's weird. It's a 3 to 10 range, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's why. I am just now in range. That doesn't explain this one, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I must have been in range of, like, both of them. Like, I might have been, like, right here to get attacked by both. So, if I have someone stand right here, they are in range of bolting. And because they're in range of bolting, I can start baiting those out. Okay, Tate, I want you to just attack. Yeah, if we get both. I was gonna say, where's the audio? You can't do anything. And then we're gonna have everyone else out of the way. We figured it out. We figured out how to deal with bolting. And you know what? I'm gonna put Lance right here. Give him the steel sword. Hydrate. There we go. Okay, we're in a good spot. Blowing us safe. And I think we'll just leave it there. He is not attempting to... He is just not attempting any sort of attack. Just interesting. I should have someone else weaken him as well. Could make a difference. Geese got hit. Let's do that. Alright. If I attack this guy because now this guy cannot move. He put himself in a bad spot. Actually, what happens if I do this? That's 32. There we go. I think... Oh, that's not who I wanted to attack. Oops. Well, it worked out. It worked out. This guy will probably... Well, he'll attack one of us. Then you need rescue. Go back here. And I think we'll go with the Iron Lance for a little while. Lower him, but not enough for the physic. You can't move, but we'll stay right there to bait out attacks. I know it's a little slow, but slow and steady, right? There, get him out of there. Geese leveled up, yay! Come on, something good. HP. I had hope, but no. It was dashed. Oh, great. Thanks, Geese. Thank you, Geese. You're really useful at dodging. Granted, Geese is a tank, but the HP tank. So it's like the worst type of tank. Thoughts? Out of the 3 types of tanks, dodge tank, HP tank, and I don't know, defensive tank, you know, like the actual type of tank. What's the best and worst type? What's your preferred tank? I think HP tanks are the worst. They don't have the defense or the dodge to make it work. They just take enough hits and hope it works out. Let's do this. And then it's like kind of a toss-up between dodge tanks and normal, regular tanks. A good dodge tank, I think, is better than a regular tank. But, you know, if you don't have good dodge, or it's not good enough, then, you know, the regular tank has to, you know, eat the hits. How about we have Fur bait out a bolting? That's why she's also on the bridge. Okay, Lilina. Go for it. There you go. And Geese can use some heals. And let's make sure She is safe. I'm gonna be honest, I feel like Ellen's a better dodge tank than someone like Fur or Rutger sometimes. It's kind of funny that the one that can't attack is the better dodge tank. Oh, thank you, Fur. I mean, he's trying. He's trying. Also, when I booted up the Xbox One and I was watching YouTube on it, I realized that it was cropped. Right? So I went to go and adjust it, and nothing was working. It turns out, for some reason, I don't know why Xbox does this, but they don't directly give you an option to crop things yourself. You have to adjust your TV manually to adjust for the Xbox. It's like, this is stupid. This is really dumb. I don't like this. Okay, Ray, can you weaken? Just a little bit. Can you hit? No. Okay. Well, you tried. Oh, you used up all of your eclipses. That's what happened. You're not going to move from here. You are probably not going to move from there either. I can utilize Lilina? Okay, we've weakened. Now, Tate, it is your job with the Slim Lance to hit both times. I'm trying so hard to give you kills. Thank you, Tate. You actually hit on 77. Something good. Skill, speed, defense, that is actually pretty good. I'll take it. She's capped on speed, and she's still got 5 more levels to go. Her accuracy got a little bit higher, and she's a little bit more tanky. That ain't bad. I'll take it. We need to bait out 2 more boltings, and I'm still working on this. Even though he's gonna get healed. But I've used up my mages, so we'll leave it at that. No one needs healing, right? I mean, Milady could use a little healing. I almost healed Tape for a second. Oh, I should boot up my Switch and look up that Donkey Kong little challenge thing that they said that they started doing. It's like, if you have Switch Online, you do like small challenges of like each of the country games or something. I don't fully understand. I don't fully know. It's something to look into, and I guess if you have Bonanza and the DLC, there's like other challenges you could do for like little cards or something, like digital cards, you know. I guess I know. You know what? It kind of sounds like achievements. Kind of. Though. Is this Nintendo's answer to achievements, except it's a limited time thing? How bad is the pain? It's not bad right now, Cyber. I got past Chapter 14, and we're at Chapter 14X. You see... Okay, Fur's got hit. You see, my biggest issue of my resets the last couple times was both of these guys have bolting. And that's very annoying. But now I figured out how it works. Fur goes back here. Tate can go here and take the bolting. She's supposed to have higher resistance. 9 resistance. Okay, I could have had Ray do... Actually, I could have Lilina take the hit. Well, when you look at the difference with HP and resistance, it kind of adds... It's kind of around the same. It's meant. How's it going, Cyber? But yeah, no, chapter 14 was hell. It really was. Oh, longbow. Right. I don't want to use longbow. How about we have Lilina weaken? Yeah, right now this is kind of a training chapter, Cyber. New Game Plus of Xenoblade Chronicles with the upgrade pack. Either the jet is legit right after leaving refugee camp first time. Oh, the ether jet is after leaving the refugee camp. Oh, nice. Also, Cyber, the upgrade pack was $10, right? Is that correct? Like, it's not free. I think Badcap checked for me yesterday. Upgrade pack is $10. And so, what is everything that the upgrade pack lets you get? Because it's not just performance upgrades, right? I know there's the ether jet, which is kind of a fast travel thing. Well, not fast travel, but you know what I mean. It's like getting a bike in Pokemon. Thank you, Tate. You took the hit. Because it seemed like there was more to that upgrade than just that. And I forgot to, like, take a look at it. Keys. But, from what I saw of what they showed, it kind of seems like all the upgrade packs for Xenoblade are worth it. 60 FPS, 4K, yeah, 60 FPS cutscenes, voice acting for heart-to-hearts. Yeah, that's right, that wasn't a thing. Ether jet, there's a racing minigame, and new outfits. Honestly, that sounds worth it to me. Like, the new outfits are just kind of there, but, you know, it's fine. But, like, the voice acting heart-to-hearts and the ether jet, hell, and then adding, like, just those two alone, on top of the performance updates, I think that's kind of worth it. And then you got the minigame as well, so that's cool. Okay, Tate, you need to go back and heal. Actually, we'll mend. Yeah, that doesn't sound that bad. I think if I ever boot up Xenoblade again, I think I will make sure to get that upgrade pack. Okay, we used up one of the boltings. Now we got another one. And it kind of seems like this guy is just not wanting to move where he's at. I don't know why, he just doesn't want to move. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. So if I take Milady right here, she's at full health, this guy should attack with bolting. And we can start baiting that out. Okay. You know, Liliana's gonna back up. I can't heal Geese. You can never go back to 30 FPS Xenoblade now. Ooh. I mean, like, Xenoblade is not that complex of a game, to be honest. Like, it's not a game where I feel like you have to have 60 FPS. Do I use the Vulnerary? Ooh, and Cyber, you're on your 40 stream streak. What game challenge run to have me do when you have enough? Oh, you want to be mean. You want to be mean, do you? By the way, Cyber, just for reference, you know, I'm still working on this challenge. I'm going to Inazuma 11 after this. Hell, I may take another break on this one. I don't know. I'm still kind of not sure how much longer I want to keep this going, but the fact that I got past Chapter 14 is kind of a boon. You know what? Let's play it safe. Let's use a Vulnerary. Only at 35k? Well, you got some time. You got some time. And again, with challenge runs, I have to have personally played the game before. So, obviously, just kind of ask me. So, I got Inazuma 11 after this. And then, for sure, Taylor has gotten me to play Resident Evil 1. Okay, I was right. We have Resident Evil 1 as well, which I'm thinking of throwing in OG. I never played a single Resident Evil game. Oh, so OG Resident Evil. Okay, I could just get the kill. Just get it done. Yeah. Get him out of here. I'm thinking of throwing in Sweet Home as well. Like, do Sweet Home and then Resident Evil 1, like, back to back. Oh, PNG's frozen. Let me fix the PNG. For those who don't know about what Sweet Home is, it was a NES, no, it was a Famicom game. It never made it to America. Personally down for that, by the way, yeah. It was a Famicom RPG based on a movie, but more like, it's not a one-to-one adaptation. But it's kind of prototype Resident Evil. So I'm gonna throw in Sweet Home right before RE1 as a, let's just see kind of how this evolved into Resident Evil. It was made by Capcom, so it was prototype Resident Evil. Kind of, you know. And that, not to mention, there's also one game, well, currently not on the to-do list in terms of scheduling. It may. But we'll set that up later. Oh, and then Fire Emblem. When that new Fire Emblem game comes out, I'll probably pick it up, and that will take priority. That one would take priority if I get that game at launch. And that game will interrupt whatever game I'm currently playing, most likely, so. Jade's good on HP. Everyone's good on HP, except for Geese. Alright. So excited for the new Fire Emblem game. It looks good. It really does. Hey, Orphan. How's it going? How dare, Orphan? How dare you? How dare you bonk me? I don't know what I did. It is kind of annoying that it is $80. That is a little annoying. I don't know, it kind of looks like a pretty big game. Came here for the Streak Orphan, I see. Super excited for Xenoblade Genesis. Okay, we got ads. I'll wait for the ads to play. But first, Battle Royale. Irie, I know you just kind of... I think you just started streaming or you went back to streaming. Either way, you should consider getting yourself stream avatars. That's the little Pokemon that's on the bottom screen. And Shroob has it as well. That's why she has the mushrooms. Got 40 seconds on the ads. I'll wait. I will be sending... I guess... Oh, Milady's hurt. Okay, I can't do much about that. How many Bolties am I dealing with? 2, 3 more. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How many physics are you doing? We still got a lot of physics. I'm gonna have Keys back up. There we go. done. You just started, you were thinking about it, have to learn a lot, and it's been amazing helping you so much. That's good. Yeah, you should consider getting stream avatars. It's cool to add in. All the Pokemon ones are just kind of in the Steam workshop, so, you know, didn't have to make those, considering that they were just, that all of them were just Mystery Dungeon sprites, or at least most of them. Put the heck out of FFBE when it was around, so having the first season story arc adapted for RPGs. Oh yeah, that's Brave, the new Final Fantasy game. It's basically an adaptation of Brave Exodus, which, it's funny because, you know, people kept saying Brave Exodus is a bad game, you know, as a game. So it is cool that we are getting, even though that game is, I believe, delisted now, it is cool that we are getting something related to it. So it's not, like, completely dead. Honestly, it kind of gives me potential hope for something Opera Omnia related. As a game, it was alright, story was amazing. Interesting. And you're saying it was just the first story arc? How many story arcs are we talking about? Because it sounds like this could be a series then. Tate can go here. Bait out another attack. We'll heal Milady. And since it will be a more proper RPG, this is probably giving Brave Exodus a lot of justice then. Because the gameplay was the biggest problem with Brave Exodus. I'll keep you there. You'll rush in and attack, so we're fine. We'll keep everyone else as is. I know we're, you know, playing slow, but I'd rather play slow and play it safe. Okay, they're on the move. But yeah, Ira, you can also make your own avatars. Technically, if I've made my own already, but I haven't. I want alternate colors, and I've been lazy, so they haven't been swapped in yet. And there's more I could do. I just been lazy. Procrastination is the worst thing to deal with. You be blobs, like slimes. Well, your name is Iris Loves Lamps, so maybe all your sprites should be lamps. Different types of lamps. Oh, okay, Shin got the 3% crit. It turned out to be blobs. At least 4 seasons? There's 4 games right there. That's 4 games. That sounds pretty good to me. I didn't even know it was a Brave Exodus game, basically. I didn't know that's what it was. I just thought it was just a new game. I was thinking of some lamps and moths. Okay, hold on, Irie. Here's a thought. You make the avatars moths, but there is something else you can do that I haven't messed around with yet. I need to work on my stuff a little bit more before I want to properly add it in. But you can add raid bosses as a thing you could do, and you can have the raid bosses have different difficulties, and they could give different drops. But you make the raid bosses lamps. There you go. Okay, let's have you bait out the bolting. Seeing Square go really hard on HTTP games makes you want to Chrono Trigger. A raid boss lamp, oh my god. And you can have multiple. You can have multiple lamps, and they can have different drops. And when I say drops, like, you could give your... You could give the little avatars hats, or even little pets. So, like, you can make the drops, like, pretty rare. Be like, oh, if you play on easy, you get the hat from this boss. And, you know, it's still all RNG, right? But if you play on normal, you get the pet for this boss. But if you play on hard, you get the sprite. Like, you get the sprite or something. I don't know. Like, you can do stuff like that. Okay. Let's have Lance start heading down here. Put him here. Because this is the 10. Yeah, we don't want to go farther down. I think I'll literally not go this way. Right now, bolting is the most dangerous thing. Yeah, Chrono Trigger HD2D remake. I want Dragon Quest 4, 5, and 6. Considering that we got 1, 2, and 3 already, they'll probably do that with 4, 5, and 6. Although, to be honest, I would have been perfectly okay if we got just ports of, like, the mobile version, which is basically the DS version, which is a good version. Like, I would have been okay with that. Global exclusive characters as DLC, at least DLC stories. Well, wouldn't they just wait for, like, a second game to do some of those? You're trying to cross. We heal lady. Like, Irie, I can't think of too many lamps, right? But one of the lamps you can make as a raid boss is the lamp from, the leg lamp from Christmas Story. You should know what I'm talking about. You should know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, now's not the time to bait out another bolting, which we only got one more to bait. Okay, let's see. The problem is I can't stand here to attack this guy without having to rescue drop. But I can try to get rid of this guy. What are we looking at? 17... 22. Okay. We'll just weaken with fire, so it's more accurate. Man, I think FA7 buffed Thunder, because Thunder really isn't good in this game. Or maybe it was Sacred Stones. One of them buffed Thunder. But yeah, I'm wanting to get that give that new Fire Emblem, not Fire Emblem, Final Fantasy game a try. That, however, I probably won't pick that up day one. I probably won't. Okay. I can weaken with Fur. Then I can have Lance go here, rescue Fur, because I don't want her to be attacked by Bolting and potentially the Archer at the same time. We go here, we attack with the Slim Lance, it has more accuracy. Adventures of Elliot also piqued your interest? Adventures of Elliot. I don't remember that one. And you're gonna bait the other, You're gonna bait the last Bolting, and that won't be a threat anymore. dare. Lady. You played the demo for Adventures of Elliot? It's pretty good. It's basically a Zelda game? Oh, that's cool. Also, Ocarina of Time remake. That's a thing now. Get Bonk Sticky Robot? I didn't do anything. It releases the 18th this month? It releases this month? That's cool. Pretty much shadow dropped, more or less. Oh, great. Geese is poisoned. Thanks, Geese. And that, my friends, is the last bolting. We've baited out all the big threats, honestly. Like, those two were probably... That was probably the worst we had to deal with. So, although you have... Oh, you have Nosferatu, not another Eclipse. Okay, we're good. I'm not saying it's easy going forward, but I'm saying the biggest threats are gone. Yeah, let's weaken. Oh no, it broke. Ray? Yeah, let's go for it. Go for it, man! Good job, Ray. Level 15, you got magic skill and defense. That's a pretty good level up, if you ask me. Geese needs healing. It's gonna be a while before his poison runs out. We'll just heal for now. But yeah, with Brave Exodus actually getting a game, it kind of gives me hope for something Opera Omnia related. I don't fully know how that could be translated to a single player game. Unless, like, each game just focuses on different characters. The problem is, though, that every game just builds off each other and you just gain more and more characters. I mean, I guess Brave Exodus probably does that too, so... Dragalia lost, but it's Nintendo for that. Yeah, so they probably won't. Actually, question, Cyber. I'm assuming the Brave Exodus is delisted, but I know it lasted a long time, even longer than it probably should have. How long ago was it delisted? Because I think it lasted longer than Opera Omnia. I know Record Keeper shut down before that. And there were probably plenty of other Final Fantasy games that got shut down first. And do you have any idea of, like, how long? But yeah, for HD2 remakes, I want a Dragon Quest 4, 5, and 6. But because we just got 1 and 2 last year, it'll probably be, like, what? Next year, year after, before we might get something like that. Chrono Trigger would be a great HD2D game. What other RPGs would be great HD2D games? I mean, there were plenty of other games for sure, but, like, they're made by other companies. Brave Exodus is delisted October 30th, 2024 for global. I think that was later than Opera Omnia, I believe. I think that was February of 2024. Opera Omnia. Let me look. D-list date. February 29th, 2024. Apparently, GP had plans for Season 5. We're unsure how far they got before the GP. So, I'll just say this. Opera Omnia, because that's the one I played a lot, from what I understood, that was doing very well. Like, it didn't seem like it was dying. There were still plenty of people playing it. It was a positive reception. So, like, when it was shutting down, it was very confusing, right? There didn't seem to be any reason why that was shut down. However, now that... And Brave Exodus lasted longer than... At least in terms of gameplay, it lasted longer than it should have. Like, out of all of the mobile games, why was Brave Exodus the one to last the longest, or last as long as it did, but not Record Keeper or Opera Omnia, right? So that's got me thinking, Cyber. What if the reason why they shut down all these mobile games is because they're planning to make basically HD2D games, or just actual single-player games of these ones? Maybe not necessarily HD2D, but they're planning to make single-player games based on these mobile games. So Opera Omnia might get a single-player game because that's what they've been planning this for a while. And once they decide to go through with this, they decide to shut down the mobile versions. It still doesn't explain to me why you shut it down, though. But maybe... there's gotta be a reason for it. You know what? You need to back up. You shouldn't fight for a little bit. Fur is a dodge tank. We'll have Fur right here. If there's a definite way to play the stories, who's going to spend on a gacha game where the story is the best aspect? True. So that's why you would delist it. And even with Opera Omnia, even though I think Opera Omnia was one of the most fair gacha games I've ever seen, if it came out with a single-player game, and the gameplay is still, let's just say, fairly similar, because they're both RPGs, they just have different aspects of handling them, you probably wouldn't play the gacha game. You'd probably just play the single-player aspect of it. So, maybe that's the plan. And if I'm correct, Record Keeper also did well, too. So it's possible they may be doing something for Record Keeper. It's possible that that's what's happening. Okay. You need to back out. So, how much? 14? Can we get Ray to kill? Please. Oh, come on, Ray. Oh, you tried. Alright. Lilina. Honestly, it's kind of giving me hope for Opera Omnia. Skill and speed. Okay, as your final level up, having skill and speed was good, because you need both. But this is her final stats. Lilina kinda sucks. Granted, I could give her some speed wings to maybe have her at least stop being doubled. But how long would that last? Lilina's kind of meant to jump in and hit hard and then leave. Okay, so if I have you Slim Lance, we can't kill. If I have you Iron Lance, we can't kill. And someone else is in danger. They can't move for a turn. I could have Shin Longbow go. There we go. Now, what I could do is I can have Tate rush in with the Slim for more accuracy. HP and skill, okay. Then we rescue. I could get the kill, but I really want the EXP, you know? Yeah, let's just heal. What other HD 2D games would you want? And let's just put any game on the table, not just Square Enix. Although, like, when it comes to Square Enix, didn't they make Bahamut Lagoon? Who made Bahamut Lagoon? Because that game was still a Japan-only thing. Bahamut Lagoon. 1996. That was Square. Yeah. Honestly, okay, Bahamut Lagoon would be a good HD 2D game to add in. I have yet to play it, but I hear pretty good things about it. It's a SNES RPG, I guess kind of strategy. And kind of like Live, it would be kind of like Live Alive, where it was Japan only, but now we can officially get a release for it. You know, you have that type of thing with Bahamut Lagoon. If we have Fur go in, we don't kill. Perfect. But if we're just talking about other games in general, I was thinking Star Ocean, but I think we kind of already have stuff like that for Star Ocean. Star Ocean 1 and 2 have pretty good remakes from what I could tell, so they won't need it. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have Milady bait these two. And then we got this Wyvern up here. I'm probably gonna have Milady rush in and deal with the two Wyverns. Pokemon Black and White 2. Ooh, almost any old Pokemon game would be great. Final Fantasy 4 and After Years with all the PSP stuff. Legacy of Goku. Oh, the Legacy of Goku games. You know, you could actually just fix Legacy of Goku 1. You know, I've only played Boo's Fury, and even then I didn't play that much of it. It was a game my brother had. I didn't play that much of it. Mexico's winning this one. 67th minute, 2-0. South Africa has red card, so it's down to 10 men. Is there even a chance for a comeback? Realistically, if they fix the scaling, they could combine all three. I mean, yeah? Legacy of Goku games were not that long, right? If I just gotta bring it closer. They could, it is soccer. After all, anything can happen. Anything can happen. True, anything could happen. Let's get you in the water. But from what I understand about soccer, most games, like the final score is usually around 2-0, 1-0. Like it's not, it doesn't usually get much higher than that. Functionally, it would be a 2D version of DBZ Kakarot if done. That is a good point. And by that answer, do we need a Legacy of Goku HD2D if we have Kakarot? When it's functionally kind of the same thing. Actually, let's attack you, because you have a javelin. 11, then 22, then 30, 34, yeah, you'll survive. You'll survive all these hits. And then we got you, which can't even attack Milady, so we are good. I'm just gonna use Steel. There was a Sailor Moon game that played like a Legacy of Goku? Really? I don't know much about the Sailor Moon games, to be honest. I know there's a couple fighting games, I think on Super Nintendo. And I know that there's... I think there's an RPG also on the Super Nintendo. At least one. I don't know much more past that. Really? Oh my god. Okay. I like the idea of bringing more old games over, so more of that would be fine. Can you get the kill? You cannot. Okay, you have a chance. You have a chance. You gotta dodge, though. Never mind. Wow, that's insane. Nosferatu. Okay, I need to get him out of here. Shin, can you, like... You know what? No, I think in this case, let's longbow this so I'm out of range. Okay. Can I... I'll take those odds. I'll take these odds. Thank you, Lilina. Wasn't that great, but I needed them out of there. Okay, Fur's in danger. I can't heal. Rescue. Take. Drop. Mint. There we go. We're doing good. As I shall Battle Royale. Okay, I did not realize that Nosferatu guy was more dangerous than I thought. Great, that axe guy. Milady's gonna have to back out and heal. Golden Sun remake? Oh, Golden Sun would be good. I'll wait for the ads to finish. We got 40 seconds. Combine 1 and 2. It might be a big ass, but yeah, you could do that. 25 seconds on the ads. What can I do? Milady, I think, needs to back out. Milady needs to back out. I think we... Actually, maybe we need to have everyone back out. More or less. You back out. You need healing. Golden Sun remix could be good. They really could. You could combine both of them. Yeah. I don't... Wait, how long did Golden Sun take? Golden... I do have both those games. Sun... Time to beat. 22 hours for main story, 27 hours for 100%. That's not that bad. Lost Age, 32 hours for main story, 41 hours for full completion. You could, yeah, you could probably just combine both of them. They were supposed to be one, but got too big for GBA, so you could transfer the save between 1 and 2 via password. Not just password, you could just do trading cable. If you have 2 GBAs and link cable, you could do it that way too. Let's back out. You need to back out. Milady will be okay. Ooh. Wait. That's not good. Of all the things to deal with. Granted, archers are nerfed in the GBA trilogy, but... Can I rescue? I can. There we go. Perfect. Everyone's safe. Out of range. I'll take it. You're going up to get healed, aren't you? Yeah. Actually, you know what game I want to come back? It is a DS game. But it'd be very cool if they could bring it back. Dragon Quest IX would be a cool game to bring back. Because that game has co-op. You could go into someone else's world and do the story with them. Honestly, that's a game I kind of want to stream, but I kind of want to do the co-op aspect. It'd be hard to set up, but that'd be cool to do. Let's just go for accuracy. Tate needs healing. Steel sword. If we do this, what are we looking at? I mean, it's okay. Can I can't do that. I gotta be careful about this one. So, let's get someone here to block the path. Can you double? You cannot. I'd rather double. Good. If I put someone here to kill, I need to rescue them. Tate, what are we looking at? You can kill, but you have to do it with the doubling. I don't like that. Ray? What? Oh, what about Ray? Let's try it. And Dragon Quest IX could be a proper 3D game, even if it's still like in that chibi style. I mean, I guess it could be something similar to Dragon Quest 7 in that case. But just being able to play co-op and on a modern console would be a lot of fun. That would be a lot of fun to do. still funny that the Dragon Quest 9 ads, they were still trying to promote, like, when they were trying to promote it, Dragon Quest still wasn't super popular. I mean, Dragon Quest 8 helped, right? But Dragon Quest still wasn't, like, super popular. Like, it needed Dragon Quest 11. I think Dragon Quest 11 is when Dragon Quest has really gotten popular now. So, but Dragon Quest 8 did help. When they did advertisements for Dragon Quest 9, all the ads had Seth Green as a spokesperson for Dragon Quest 9. But what was weird was all the ads were kind of advertising, like, all the outfits for some reason. Like, it almost, like, the ads were just kind of, like, treating it as, like, almost like a dress-up game in a weird way. It's like, oh yeah, well, my warrior has this Goblin Slayer armor. Pretty cool, huh? Like, what? Okay. That's what we're trying to go with here? It's still very weird, though. Okay, what's your range? Okay. I can have Shin go down here and attack with the iron, weaken. I can put... Geese needs healing. Geese definitely needs healing. What's your range? Well, you're not safe, but the Sailor Moon game you were thinking of was actually the RPG? Okay. I know there's some fighting game Sailor Moon games, though, for Super Nintendo. Actually, there's some Yu Yu Hakusho, like, SNES fighting games. That'd be pretty cool. Geese. You can survive. Let's try it. An RPG that covers all the Sailor Moon would be dope. I know... Okay. I know Sailor Moon definitely was popular back in the 90s. And it's still kind of popular now, although I don't know if Sailor Moon is as popular as it once was. However, when was the last Sailor Moon video game? Fur. I think Fur you need to just get rid of. 34. Actually, you can't even get rid of you. You can't. Okay. Not unless I hope for the crit, which I would have to woe dow it. Gem and a Steel Lance. Honestly, this isn't that great. You know what? Milady has to go in. $2011 on the DS, but only in Italy. That is a strange release. That's a strange one. What type of game was it? RPG would probably be the best way to do it now as first major game in decades. That would be a good move instead of like a fighting game. You could make it probably similar to Kakarot. That probably would be the best way to handle it. Tate. I mean, you can get the kill. Yay, Tate did it. Level up. Got some skill. I mean, that's something. That's it. I mean, HP, but, you know, that's whatever. I would love a modern Yu Yu Hakusho game, to be honest, but Yu Yu Hakusho hasn't been relevant in a long time. Hell, there's no modern remake or anything. At least Sailor Moon has a modern remake. Okay, what's up here? We got the mage, which I guess I'm accidentally baiting, but you know what, that might be fine. We got priest with physic, we have an archer up here, and then these two. I can have Milady start heading this way and bait out the wyvern. Honestly, Yu Yu Hakusho is still a really good show. I think if it got a... You didn't drown just yet? Are we sure about that, orphan? I mean, you are here, so... Are you saying you almost drowned, though? Like being mostly drowned. Yeah, no, Yu Yu Hakusho is just still such a good show that I think if it got a modern version, and by modern I mean just a new animated show, but just keep everything, you know, the same. Like the adaptation from the original series. If you keep everything the same, they won't. But I think Yu Yu Hakusho could do very well. Actually, kind of bouncing off that. Hunter x Hunter, you know, made by the same creator. Did Hunter x Hunter ever get any video games? I mean, not counting, like, crossovers, you know. Drowning noises. No, orphan! You'll be okay. Just breathe. Swim up. Stop. No, come back. Can't swim? Out of all the early wave of live-action remakes of anime, the only one you liked and thought was decent was Yu Yu Hakusho. You're talking about the Netflix one, right, Cyber? I watched that too. And, oh my god, why is there a little bit lag? I'm gonna be honest, Cyber. It was almost good. I say almost. Because the problem with that version, before Netflix got good at it, call every other person that also cannot swim to save you. Okay, we'll get Luffy, we'll get Chopper, we'll get Brooke to come save you. They'll totally do it, I swear. Robin could as well, but you know, she doesn't really. She's actually smart. But no, like the problem with the Yu Yu Hakusho live action is that they were just rushing. They were just rushing things. Basically, instead of doing just season 1, aka the Spirit Detective stuff, they decided to add some aspects of Dark Tournament. And because because of that, it ruined live-action Yu Yu Hakusho because they just had to rush it. Why One Piece characters? Surely there's other people, because those three that I mentioned have devil fruits and they can't swim. They just drown. Surely there's other people. I mean, you said those who cannot swim. So I gave you characters that cannot swim. Sonic has at least learned to infinite jump in water. He also, in the Olympic Games, gave himself a life vest. So that's something. He's at least smart enough to do that. Okay, you're not going to move, and you have all fire. Maybe I just need to have Shin rush in and kill this guy, get him out of here. Okay, you can't kill. You know what? Okay, movement of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put you here. Now at the last second, call someone that can swim. Basically anyone else on the Straw Hat crew that's not Robin. Jinbei would be the best bet, because, you know, Fishman. Both seasons of One Piece live action, I have watched both of them. And again, it's funny that out of all the live action remakes, One Piece is the one to kind of get it right. Out of all of them. Like, you think some other adaptations would do better. Here, hell, Yu Yu Hakusho was one of them that I thought would be a better candidate to actually do better. And it almost was. They just rushed it. That's just its problem. They rushed it. Yeah, One Piece doesn't really have the pacing issues. They're actually taking its time, and each one is getting a more proper adaptation. Again, it's weird that One Piece is the one to get it right. Redo some of the earlier ones? What do you mean? Also, you know about the Wit Studio One Piece remake, right? That Netflix is making. Like, it's a new anime of One Piece, but with supposedly better pacing. Bleach would go really hard. Bleach did get a live-action adaptation. To be honest, I did not watch that one. I had a friend who watched it and said it was good. I don't hear anyone really talk about it, so probably wasn't that good if that's the case. Let's just get the sage out of here. There. Honestly, I think a lot of Bleach could actually work better in live action than One Piece could. Because it's still mostly sword fighting. And at least the first part of Bleach, it's just set in Japan. Oh god. Oh god. Fucking lag. Why is there lag? Is PNG frozen? No, it is not. Why is there lag? Why are we getting lag? What is happening? Is it too hot? It's a single movie? Yeah, take your time with something. It's like raising an egg. Nature isn't going to be like, oh, you broke your child. Here's another one. There's only one chance to get things right. Exactly. Exactly. And Yu Yu Hakusho didn't do it right. As well as probably a few others. Also, why are you two just trapped? Do you think the bridge would have popped up by now? Since I mentioned Doom like an hour ago, you got totally distracted with Doom stuff? Great. What, you started playing Doom again? It's like, Doom was mentioned once, now to boot it up again. broke their egg. Yeah, Yu Yu Hakusho broke their egg. If they just did season 1 and just left it at that, it would have been great. Yu Yu Hakusho could have done better if they split what they did over 8 episodes instead of 5 they did. You're saying the first 4 episodes is Spirit Detective and then the last 4 episodes Dark Tournament? Honestly, I think they could have just done the 5 episodes of season 1 as Spirit Detective stuff. They could have just done that. And do another season just of Dark Tournament. You could have 4 seasons of Yu Yu Hakusho easily. You could easily have 4 seasons, but they didn't want to do that. I vaguely remember as a kid, they gave you eggs to look after, as if it were a child, and you apparently got really attached and snuck it home. You know, I never had to do, like, a project like that, interestingly. That's part of it. Also, you went on a whole rabbit hole where you tried to get a specific Doom source port working with music properly, and yeah, once you go down one rabbit hole, it never ends. We get some food for a few minutes, and Mexico has a red card, and South Africa has another red card. Sounds like you need to back it up and see what happened. Don't touch that dial. Don't leave. Anything could happen. Shin needs healing, but for what are we looking at? My God, why is there lag? There's also 2 enemies I could give EXP to someone. You know what I hear has a good live-action adaptation? I haven't watched them, though. Freaking Rurouni Kenshin. The live-action movies I hear are pretty good. Squeezed all of up to Byakuya into one movie. That was an hour 48-ish. Do you think it would have been better if it was just a live-action TV, like a mini-series, like 8 episodes? Or maybe not even 8 episodes, but, you know, if they just did that route instead. Would that have been better? I don't know, these two are stuck out of freaking bridge jail. Archer's on the way. I can get a couple characters nearby to get ready to get around.
These cables attached to some unknown object taste pretty nice. Nom nom nom.
No! No, don't! That's the computer! They're not gonna... Oh yeah, I already read that. Like, they're not gonna come back? Well, why is this match so many red cards? But you're hungry. But what about Oreos? Aren't there Oreos somewhere that you can eat? Why is this game freaking lagging? You ate them all, and it's still not, you're still not satisfied. Hey, Tate. Yeah, we'll do this. What about sunflower seeds, Orphan? What about sunflower seeds? Lady healed. I'll send Milady and Tate this way. Get rid of the... Try to get Tate to get rid of that guy. And... got you left. Ray, what level are you? You're 15? That's not bad. That's not bad. Lilina, you're at max level. Roy, just kind of be close so we can end the stage. Lance is here. Geese here. All of East Blue was 9 hours cumulative in live action One Piece. The anime was 22 hours. Yeah, and there are problems I have with... Actually, I more have a problem with Season 1 than I have with Season 2, with certain aspects. But even then, it kind of did everything I would kind of want. You remember a friend of you who used to work at a theater talk about how someone was eating sunflower seeds during the movie? And they just spit the sunflower seeds all over the floor or something? Or you just constantly hear them spitting? That'd be annoying. Actually, now that you brought that up... yeah. Sunflower seeds in movie theater. Not a good combo. I want to look something up. One case. So, I don't know... I don't remember if I mentioned this on screen before. Or, yeah, on stream, I should say. But there is a fan edit of One Piece that cuts down, like, all the filler stuff that's being worked on. So, like, spreadsheet. Let's try that. They just dropped it on the floor. Oh, great. That's annoying to clean. And so, there is, One Piece messes with all the, like, cuts the filler, right? And by filler, I mean, like, all the bad pacing issues that the series has. It's more one-to-one with the manga. I just want a... Let me zoom in. I think it's, like... Control... Fine, jeez. Okay. Let me pull it up on my phone. But, they have a spreadsheet to kind of show, like, how much they trimmed out. And what percentage of time you're saving. Here. Let me find it on my phone. I can probably get to it. Sheet. Honestly... It's hard for me to go back to the original anime because especially later on, the pacing gets so bad. Okay. Romance done. God. They're really dealing with this, aren't they? Okay. Well, we got ads right now, so I'm going to take the second to look through my phone and look at the spreadsheet. Okay, so for 7... Don't really have a total, quote-unquote, but I could tell you the total amount of saved minutes. We got 50 seconds of ads. Which to Byakuya was 6 hours, 0.67. Great. So, 3 and 1 hour long episodes just to reach that point. Okay. So the movie was double the pace. Yeah, and it was probably rushed too, wasn't it? Why is this lagging? I don't think today is a good day. Might be too hot for the computer. Or something. Like, I don't know what's happening. We weren't having issues like this before. Taylor, what did you say? Just we were trying to understand what kind of monster would do that. They are a monster. The less we say about Death Note, the better. Yeah, Netflix Death Note wasn't good. It was bad. You didn't even get a good use of Willem Dafoe. The only saving grace of that possible saving grace for that. Honestly, the live-action Japan ones for Death Note that were in the mid-2000s were better, honestly. Those were better versions. Okay, so, Cyber. I pulled up a spreadsheet of the One Piece version where they trimmed the fat. Hi, Molly. Hi. You probably want out, don't you? Here in a second. So I could tell you the saved minutes for each of the arcs, and I could just tell you how much minutes were saved during the first few arcs. You need to go outside? Okay, my dog needs to go outside. BRB. I am back. There we go. The audio wasn't too bad. Does the filler arcs are good? Some filler arcs are good. Does it cut the filler arcs? It cuts all filler arcs except for one. Also, PNG is frozen. And that would be G8. And even then, they give you the option to skip it. Like, the lead into G8, like there's two versions of the episode after Skypiea, where one ending leads into G8, the other one skips it. But they give you the option. But every other arc technically was cut. But in that case, if you want to watch those filler arcs, you just boot up the anime. My god. What is up with this? Why is it getting frame drops? Like, this is ridiculous. What is happening today? I might just... might just get this map done and then call it there. Oh, Chiaki, you're on your 7 stream streak. Very cool. Like, the Millennium Dragon arc at the end of the East Blue was pretty good. Actually, probably inspired one of Luffy's later abilities. Millennium Dragon arc also has some manga adaptations, like Combat Moment. They keep those, right? They keep anything canon to the manga, but they cut anything else that's that wouldn't be part of it. Honestly, One Piece's problem with pacing isn't filler arcs. Because, let's be honest, One Piece really doesn't have that many filler arcs. One Piece's problem is that each episode is just slow. Like, very slow. Like, every shot is drawn out way longer than it needs to be. And it gets worse over time. It's the Dragon Ball yelling issue? Yes. To summarize One Piece's issues, like the anime, it's the whole Namek is going to blow up in 5 minutes. 20 episodes later, it still hasn't blown up yet. You know, that's essentially One Piece's problem. But yeah, the yelling thing is a good example. So, I have saved minutes listed here, okay? So for Romance Dawn, which is the first 4 episodes, the difference between the normal anime watch time and the pace version of watch time is 37 minutes. By watching one pace, you save 37 minutes of time. Okay? That's only 4 episodes. Orange Town, you save 34 minutes. Again, these are only like 3 to 4 episodes each right now. The first few arcs. Someone showed what Frieza fight would look like if it actually was 5 minutes. There were a few like that. I think there was a Jotaro Dio fight as well that's very similar. Orange Town. Syrup Village. You save 57 minutes of time. Gaimon was a single episode. You save 4 minutes. You're really missing nothing. Bratier, you save 93 minutes. Arlong Park, you save 78 minutes. There's an adaptation of Buggy's Crew, Buggy's Little Adventure. You save 26 minutes. And Loketown, you save 49 minutes. Now, in one hand, I think they cut Daddy Masterson section because that wasn't canon. But, you know, that's an example you probably just watch if you want. Even then, Oda did like the Daddy Masterson part, so that's one I would say go ahead and just watch. But like the little cook-off that Sanji had, like, it was okay. But I'll just say this, early One Piece is not that bad, right? I mean, it's pretty bad when you first watch it, but then you get to later One Piece and it's just so much worse. To the point when you go back to early One Piece, you're just like, oh, this is not that bad. Here, let me give you a big example, right, Cyber? Dressrosa, right? That's the big one, right? Dressrosa is the big one where the pacing got really, really bad. Now, to be fair, it was one of the first ones they did, so they're planning to re-edit them for better pacing. But as of right now, if you were to watch One Piece Dressrosa, you would save 1,506 minutes. That is 53.18% cut. You know, over 50% of the fluff that was in Dressrosa is just trimmed. Friends are here watching One Piece at 1.5 times speed. I mean, the fact that you kind of feel the need to have to do that kind of says the major problem, doesn't it? Oh my god, what is this? I'm sorry, I may cut early. Like, after this chapter. Because this is getting bad. I mean, technically I have my time, my schedule for 2 hours, so it's technically not cutting early, but it feels like cutting early. With how much this is, it's the water effects, you think? We didn't really have any issues yesterday. Yeah, you know what? We'll see what happens after we get out of this chapter. Because maybe you're right. Maybe it will get better after this. Okay. Honestly, having the killer bow is a good idea. You stand here and just wait. We had no issues yesterday, so I don't know. Like, something's just off today. Okay, gotta heal you now. But yeah, I rewatched One Piece through One Pace. I've also rewatched the normal anime a good chunk of it. So I've watched both. And I can just tell you right now, when I was rewatching early One Piece, like I watched Romance Dawn just to see how the editing is, sort of thing. And when I rewatched Romance Dawn the first time through One Piece, I'm like, oh my god, this is not wasting my time. It's so good. Because there are plenty of moments where I can feel my time being wasted when I'm watching the anime. I can feel it. Granted, like, I have the manga, I could read that, but like, when it comes to the anime version, you kind of want one that's not wasting your time. And it gets just so frustrating. It gets so frustrating how much the anime will just waste your time. What else? Now, when I watched Romance Dawn through One Pace, and there's the 30% crit, we win. Good. I will say there was one thing that was cut because it wasn't in the manga, but I still wish they kept because it was kind of better, or explained things a little bit better. So it's like, sometimes I feel like they could cut too much, but I think it's one of those, like, the lesser of two evils. Like, in Romance Dawn, there was an explanation, like, for why Zoro got captured. You know, it shows him, like, in the flashback, actually confronting Homepo with the two dogs. And I believe that was just completely cut, because it wasn't in the manga. When I felt like showing why he's captured when he really is strong enough to not be captured, that was better to keep in for an explanation's sakes. But again, like, that's one example of something that I feel like they should have kept when the pacing of everything else is just way better. You know, to me, it's the lesser of two evils. I mean, that's a little extreme, but, you know, I'm trying to explain, like, it's not perfect, but I think it's overall better. But we'll see about the Wit Studio whenever that comes out. Inside this altar, it won't open. This altar was made so only those of the village may open it. So please allow me. There. There's the divine weapon. The one that Athos used. Then, yes, the infernal element, Forblaze. Who are you? How did you enter? My name is Roy. I came with Sophia to protect this village. What could work really well in live action? Kate Kyo Hitman Reborn. I have never seen that, so I have no reference But again, a lot of anime can actually work well in live action. Like, the more, like, it's set in a more modern setting, or a more, even, or if it's, like, in the distant past or something, like, you can make those live action. Like, it would be easy to do. How, something like Spy Family can easily work in live action. There isn't much there to, be super complex in, live action, you know. Alita Battle Angel worked as a movie. That is one of the better ones, in my opinion. I think that is one of the better anime live action adaptations as well. Granted, I have never read the manga for that, so I don't know how accurate it is, but I think as a movie it was pretty good. And it was you who drove up Burn's soldiers. Oh, please forgive my impudence. I'm the Elder of Arcadia. Then, are you the dragon? Dragon? They once called me that. But that is a story of a time long since past. Pretty accurate? Okay. I know they changed a couple things around, but I hear some of the changes were made for the better. Specifically, Alita's relationship with the boy character. I can't remember his name. Let me see. The only real dragon we have is Fa right here. Hi. This little girl is a dragon? Yes. Although she is far from the mature form. Elder, do you know anything about the dragons in Burn? What? There are dragons in Burn? I guess that answers that. Yes, we have seen them. Why? Dragons do not exist anywhere except here. Elder, if I may. What is it in green? Sophia said that she could detect evil force coming from Burn's troops. That may have something to do with the dragons Roy says he saw at Burn. Perhaps. But I am too old to detect such force now. Force? What is that? Sophia is half dragon, half human. That gives her the ability to detect the pulses emanated from other dragons. But because she cannot detect them clearly, she only said that she felt a force that was twisted unnaturally. I think that you should look into it. Elder, if you would allow it, I would like to ask to join Roy and look into Burn for myself. I really do not want to deal with the matters of the outside, but this is a time of emergency. Well then, Roy, will you take her? Certainly. You're going into the bench, because I think you're promoted. I'm Ingrain, the guardian of Nabata. I have confidence in my skills with the bow. I believe I can aid you in battle as well. Thank you. Fa's going too. What are you saying? Of course you may not. There's no telling what could happen if your existence were exposed to the world. Well then, let's go. Yes. Fine. Fa will just follow them. Anyway. We got 4 blaze. That will go in storage because we can't use it anyway. Lag seems heavy mitigated now. That 50% of the tiles aren't animated. Yeah, it might have been that. But we weren't having that problem earlier. So it's weird. After saving the hidden village of Arcadia, Roy's army found their way out of the desert. Following Ingrin's lead, now they turn toward Etriato to confront the coup d'etat forces. At this point, a disturbing message came from the Elder of Arcadia. Apparently, Fa, the little dragon girl, had left Arcadia. Following Roy, if she were to fall into the hands of the coup d'etat forces or of Burn, who stood behind them, it would be a disaster. Bent on finding Fa, Roy moved his forces towards a small fort near the Etrurian border. We're still getting a little bit of lag, though. That is a problem. First of all, to get the chapters back up. Let's take a look around. Is there anything to steal? At least we're on chapter 15. Again, there is still a little bit of lag that pops up, but, like... Okay, yeah, Cyber, you heard that. There's a little bit... Lag is popping up. Often. I think just today is just not a good day. Like, I don't know why. Okay, hold on. Seize the castle gate. Characters, that's fine. There's some items we can get. There's a shop. What's going on, Crimson? Rhythm game. Honestly, it's a perfect time for one. I'm assuming you want Miku? Okay, I'm not seeing anything too complex out of this chapter. Let me see if there's anything to steal. If it's NSO, then capture card or capture... No, this is emulator. Because, Cyber, this game was never released in America. Disappearance, since you have been disappearing this stream, of course. Let me see if there's anything to steal. Killing Edge. No. Well, so far good news. We don't need to steal anything, so we don't need... we don't need Chad. And let me get Miku going. Miku. So we'll see if Miku runs well. I don't know. Maybe the heat has something to do with this? I don't know. Yeah, I know. This is emulator for Cyber. This game was never released in America. Miku's starting to load. Give it a second. Not responding. It probably just needs a second more to load, that's all. This is a little bit weird. Okay, now it's buffering. I mean, Miku does usually take a little bit. Okay. That's not a good sign, hold on. I don't know, there's a... I'm seeing a little bit of lag. That's not a good sign. This is not a good sign. Honestly, it just might be the computer or something. Like, today, it just doesn't want to work. It's raining so hard right now for you, Backcap? Not for me. It's very hot right now. See, there's already lag. Oh, come on, game. That's not fair. That's not fair. That was mostly lag. That was mostly lag. My computer might be being too hot. Yeah, I think that's actually the case, Cyber. That might be what's happening. We were fine earlier. We were fine yesterday. I think it just might be too hot right now. You know what? This is not a good sign. So, I may call it after this. Oh my god, lag! That's not fair! Oh my god, what the hell? Nothing I could do there! Lag, like... That's not... Okay. I beat the song. I beat the song. Okay, ad is currently playing, so I can't really respond. I hate ending this early for something like this, but I may just call it. We're seeing how bad Miku is. I think Cyber's right. I think it's just my computer's getting too hot or something. It seemed like this was lagging way more than normal. No ads for you. You dodged it. Yeah, but the games are just starting to lag more. And I think the computer might just be getting too hot or something. Like, it's just not a good day. I may do that, sadly. We got 30 seconds of ads. I'll finish through that so I can respond. Well, thank you, Chiaki. Let's just hope the computer just, like, doesn't blow up. I may turn it off for a little while. That might help. ads should be done. Weather hits you this week. Heavy rain, thunder, lightning, tornado warning yesterday. Ooh. I brought it up during the ads, but I think I'm going to call it early today. Clearly, like, there's so much lag going on that I don't think it's a good idea to continue on. And we're going to be dealing with this a lot more. Not a good week. The live action version of The Spoke Rohan Kishibe was good enough to get 11 episodes over multiple seasons. You know, I actually saw a good chunk of those, Cyber, and they are pretty good. I didn't watch all of them, but I saw a good chunk of them. Hell, the one that was Rohan at the Louvre, I actually liked the live action more than the original book. I have the manga for it, and I think I just like the live action one more. A few films. Most recent special was initially released May 4th this year. What? There's a new Rohan live action? I should watch it. Wait, I'll be asked on the Battle Royale loss. I mean, don't know what to tell you. Yeah, sadly, I think I need to call it. If everything's lagging right now, I don't think it's a good idea to continue. Everything's lagging. So, I'm gonna... Is that as the main character of that one? Oh, okay. Yeah, see, we're already getting more lag. It's not much, but it keeps happening. And it keeps getting worse. And we had no issues yesterday. So I think it has something to do with the heat. Computer might be getting too hot. I don't know. Computer chugging? I think it's just not a good day. I'm gonna call it. Thanks for everyone who showed up. I'm doing these streams Monday through Friday at noon Pacific time. If you want to see the old streams that are not on Twitch anymore, they're on YouTube at ScottBot64 Stream Archives. There's a link in the About page. If you're on the YouTube side, maybe consider the Twitch side. We got redeems and emotes to mess around with. Hopefully we have no issues tomorrow. Get computer a personal fan? Maybe. Something like that, I don't know. Or maybe let's just hope it won't get as hot tomorrow, but I don't know. I'm going to turn my computer off for a little while and see if that will help with anything. Today just might not be a good day. Let's just hope it goes well tomorrow. And we'll try chapter 15 tomorrow. I'm just going to call it. Have a good day.